introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
Okay, my name is Derek, and I sing in the band.
Is there any particular story or meaning behind the band Mayday Parade?
Behind the name, not so much really. We kind of liked the way it sounded. We had tried to come up with a name for a while, and eventually settled on Mayday Parade. That's the basic idea of it.
How did everybody in the band meet?
A lot of us kind of grew up together, really, sort of. I mean, I met Brooks in middle school, and we started a band together, and we've kind of played in bands together ever since. And then, Cabbage and Alex went to high school together, and they played in bands together, and we all just kind of met when we were, in that scene, and our different bands played music together, and we went to shows together and all that, and then eventually started this band. So.
When did you start playing the instrument and singing, and why?
My oldest brother started a band when I was real young, when I was about 10 or 11, and I thought it was really cool, and so I asked for a guitar for Christmas, and started taking piano lessons, and then just always in the early bands I was in, which were cover bands or just whatever, I would always sing, and I just kind of kept doing it ever since then. So,
what are your influences both personally and as a band?
As far as other bands and stuff,
anything really.
Well, I'd say there's a handful of bands that have definitely influenced everybody in our band, and those would be like Brand New or Taking Back Sunday, Newfound Glory, The Starting Line, Jimmy Eat World. There's really a ton, and then individually we all have a bunch as well. Lots of classic rock stuff, which is pretty interesting. One of Alex's favorite bands is Led Zeppelin, and Brooks's is Guns N' Roses, and I love Queen, and there's a lot of 90s rock in there that has influenced all of us, and really, a lot of different kinds of places of music, but yeah.
Since your self-titled album came out 10 days ago, how has the response been?
I think it's been really cool so far. It did, it's done pretty well the first week and everything, which is awesome, and most of the stuff online seems to be pretty positive feedback and reviews and stuff. And then last night was the first show of this tour, and I felt like it was great. Kids were singing real loud for the new songs, and it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this tour even more now. Yeah.
What song changed on the album the most, and how did it change?
You mean change as in like from the time we started writing it to, yeah. It's tough to say, but maybe You're Dead Wrong, the fourth track. Wait, what? Anyway, probably You're Dead Wrong, the fourth track, because, I don't know, I guess it just, a lot of them weren't as finished going into the studio. We just kind of had the basic idea of the song, and it really wasn't put together a whole lot yet. And that one we kind of tried around in a bunch of different ways with Zach and Ken, and ended up on the structure that it became, but I guess it changed probably the most, more than any other one, yeah.
What song is your favorite to play live, and what song is your favorite in general?
I don't know. On this tour, I think "Oh Well, Oh Well" is my favorite to play live, and then I don't really have a favorite song of ours in general necessarily, but "Oh Well, Oh Well" is one of them. It's definitely up there in the top couple for sure, and then "Without the Bitter, the Sweet Isn't as Sweet," which is a song on a new album. That one's definitely one of my all-time favorites that we've done, if not my all-time favorite. I love that song.
Besides Florida, where's your favorite place to play and why?
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite overall place to play, I guess. A lot of the international stuff we've done has been really cool, playing in Japan and Southeast Asia and Australia and Europe. That's always incredible, but a lot of that's just for the experience, of going and doing that and seeing that part of the world and experiencing the culture. But I don't know, we like playing everywhere. There's not, all the shows are always fun, and we look forward to them and have a good time. So,
what show are you most looking forward to on this tour?
I'm glad we're playing Tallahassee on this tour. I don't know if that's the one I'm most looking forward to, but it's definitely up there. It'll be cool to play Tallahassee again. Vegas is always a lot of fun. Just to be there, you know, it's such a crazy place. I don't know. There's a bunch.
What was your most memorable show, and why was it most memorable?
Again, I don't know. It's hard to pick really one for sure, but one that stands out recently was when we played in Manila in the Philippines, and it was just really crazy. It was this big theater place. It was sold out. It was a ton of people, and it was just really kind of insane to think of where we were. And you know, the show was our first time there. You know, and to have that many people there singing along. And there was a part where we played "You Be the Anchor" off of our first album, and I had everyone pull out their cell phones or whatever, and it was just this like crazy sea of people. It was all lit up with their cell phones, and it was just a really like crazy moment, you know. So that was really cool.
Do you guys have a ritual before you go on stage every night?
We do.
What would that be?
That would be we all huddle up and kind of put our hands in and say a few words of encouragement or whatever, just kind of get pumped up, and then we count to 3 and we yell "Bangarang." And that's just what we've always done at every single show we've ever played, and I think it's just because we just like that word a lot. It's from Hook, you know the movie Hook?
Yeah.
And actually, funny enough, I have right here some Bangarang bracelets that we made that say Bangarang. These don't sell very well because kids don't realize that it's from Hook. They don't know what it's from. Everyone's like, what do they mean? But yeah, so I don't know. We've always done that. It's our ritual. Yeah.
What's the best and worst part about being in a band?
The best part is just being able to live this kind of lifestyle, where you know you have the opportunity to do tons of really cool things like travel and live on a bus and you know play music every night, which we all love to do for a lot of people. You know, travel internationally as much as we have, see the world. It's all pretty crazy, and you know, recording albums is really like it's a very awesome experience. It's very rewarding to be able to do something like create something like that and release it, and I don't know. It's all really cool. I mean, I guess the only really negative part at all is that it's very your home life kind of suffers from it, I guess, because you know we're not home very often at all, so it's hard to maintain relationships with people, and you know, it's just kind of weird to have 2 completely different lifestyles of being on the road and being at home. But it's not even really that bad. It's just that you miss the people that you can't see all the time, and yeah.
If you were explaining to someone who didn't know Mayday Parade, how would you explain it in 3 words?
Fun, good music. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hopefully the music is good, and hopefully that's why people like it. And it's hard to really describe it more than that, I guess.
When you guys were in a band, who was not allowed to drive and why?
I think we were all allowed to drive. Oh well, when Jason was in the band, he wasn't allowed to drive. But anyway, yeah. As of now, we're all good to go. Safe drivers.
What's the craziest thing a fan has given or said to you?
I don't know. We had someone sew us like a quilt, like blanket thing once of our artwork that was really cool. But we've got tons of stuff like that. People have made us really cool, like scrapbooks or posters or just different artwork kind of things. And we keep most of it hanging up at Cabbage's house, at his parents' house, where we practice a lot of the time. So it's really neat.
In a zombie attack, who in the band would die first, who would die last, and what weapons would you use?
I don't know. It's hard to say who would die first. Definitely not me. I would definitely die last in my story. And
nobody ever wants to die first.
Yeah, no, I don't want. I can't say any of the guys to die first. It'll have to be like 2 of the guys at once, so that way it's not.
According to the zombie land rules, who would die first?
Oh gosh, I don't really know. It's hard to recall all those right now, but and I would say just in no order as long as I'm last, and then I become a zombie too, and then we play a show as a zombie band to a zombie crowd. Yeah.
Recording our yeah, like your video, like what was your new video that just came out? What was the thought behind it?
Well, what's cool is that I guess it kind of started back whenever we were talking about the artwork for the album, and we were kind of considering whether we should use the mysterious umbrella guy, the faceless umbrella guy again, and we kind of came up with this idea to write out, because the really honestly before now hasn't really been much of a story behind him. He was just kind of this figure that we used on the Less Than Romantics cover and decided to bring him back and use him again on Anywhere But Here, but there wasn't much of a story or a reason for using him. And so we actually ourselves, we kind of wrote out this whole story of where he came from and how he came to be, and the OL video is the first part of that story. And then hopefully, whether we do more music videos like that or whatever, we're just going to try and continue the story and show you the rest of kind of what goes on and how it happens. And that just kind of, that idea just kind of grew and formed into all of this. And then we actually, when we came up with the storyline for the OL video, we originally wanted to do it live, where we were ourselves going to be in the video, but it was going to to be able to do all that stuff, to have the faceless guys and the fighting, and to have the girl falling off the cliff at the end, and the Molotov cocktails and the fire and all that, it would have been crazy huge budget that wasn't really reasonable. So we decided to try and see if we could have it animated, and Thunder Down Country, who they directed it, had Space Junk Media make the video, and they all did it they didn't get paid at all. They just they did it because they liked the idea of the video and they believed in it, which is really cool. It was really awesome that they gave us that opportunity and made the video, because I think it turned out awesome. And
it did. I liked it.
Yeah.
Links to Facebook, Twitter, and any websites that you guys use.
Yeah, it's all just /Mayday Parade, Facebook.com/Mayday Parade, Twitter.com/Mayday Parade. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's Mayday_Parade for Twitter. Mayday_Parade. That's the Twitter. And then, yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't know. We've almost been a band for 6 years. This November will be 6 years that we've been a band. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild to think about. It goes by fast, but we're very lucky to still be a band and still be able to do this kind of stuff. So thanks to everyone for the support, and we're pumped to be here on this tour with the new CD and everything. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.